Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another exciting workout at home. I know, I love it. As always, you don't need a lot of space, not a lot of equipment, but we're going to get moving and work our muscles. So make sure you come into this ready to go, warmed up. Make sure you do 5 to 10 minutes of cardio. What that does is it primes your muscles and gets them ready to go. It gets your heart ready. It opens up your blood vessels and gets them moving that blood a little bit more freely and gets you in your right mindset. So we're going to start today with some dumbbells and a fit ball. We're going to do a bridge kind of like we did last time, but we're going to do a chest press. So if you need to, you can do that on the floor, of course, or on a bench. If you have trouble balancing on a fit ball like that, or if you don't have a fit ball at home, all of them totally fine. We're working your pecs and your triceps a little bit with that chest press. So find a weight that works for that. If you don't have dumbbells at home, you can use a gallon jug or a couple soup cans, anything like that. So, or even a medicine ball if that's all you have at home, that works great too. So we're gonna do that, we're gonna do some body weight, and we're gonna do a tube setup sort of like last time, so a little bit lighter and on the high setting. And I think that's it. Oh, and if you have a balloon, go ahead and grab it. Okay, so we're gonna start in that bridge like we did the last time with that windmills. I want you to walk on out so your shoulders and head are resting on the ball. You're in that nice bridge with your knees about hip width apart, your hips pressing towards the ceiling. We're gonna take those weights right here and we're gonna press straight up. So if you find already that your weights are too heavy, stop, press pause, go find a lighter weight. If this bothers your shoulders, notice like right now I've got my weights so they are parallel with each other. My elbows are out to the side. If this is hurting your shoulder or your elbows or anything, bring your elbows in closer to your rib cage and press up like that. Either way, you're working your pecs. It works them a little bit differently, but it honestly really doesn't matter. We're working on your hamstrings and your glutes here, pressing those hips towards your ceiling. Keep breathing. Either which way you're doing them. And good. So when you're done, you can just hold them close to you and walk right straight back up. Okay, great. Next we're gonna do what I call quad burners or butt burners. So I'm gonna grab a step, and you can do this on the bottom step of your stairwell. It works pretty good. Or if you have a step stool like this, we've done these in the past, but I like to do them next to a railing for support, but I'm gonna do them out here so you can see me easier. But if you do have these next to a railing, it makes it a little easier. Get my bench out of the way. Okay, so you're gonna plant one foot firmly on that bottom step of your staircase or your step if you have a step from Step Aerobics or something in your house. That's what we use in my gym. You want your whole foot up on that step. So I don't want you here so that you slip off the back or you lose your balance. We're gonna bend over just a little bit. My back is still tall. My abs are engaged. I'm just leaning over this foot that's up on the step. So I'm gonna maintain the angle in this leg. If you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and start. And then we're going to stay here and drive that knee back and forth. So I'm pressing off my toe here, maintaining this angle. So I don't want to come up and do this each time. That's fine, but that's not the exercise we're doing today. So I'm maintaining this. So I'm maintaining my glute contraction and my quad contraction. So it's a butt burner and a quad burner at the same time. All right, good. So do 10 or 15 depending on how you're feeling. And then put your other foot up. So we're gonna lean over that foot, torso tall, maintaining this angle in this leg, and bring that leg forward. So you can either have your arms go opposite, just like you're walking, or you can keep your hands like this and pull each time. So you can do that, or have your arms go opposite like you're walking or running. Whatever works best for your balance. And if this is really challenging, completely under balance, do it at the kitchen counter or hang on to the railings on your step. That's fine. All right. I know I did at least 10 or 15 there. So, okay, now we're going to move over to the band. I've got my tube set up here, and we're going to do some wood choppers. So I just have one handle on here. If you don't have handles and you only have a band, that's fine. We're just going to hang on to the band, and then you can decide whether you want to double the band up or have it single. What we're going to do is a high to low chop. So I've got this up here. I'm going to bring it down to my opposite knee and do it like I'm chopping wood. So I'm doing a little bit of a squat at the bottom, not a lot. And remember, when you do a little bit of a squat, no matter what, you sit your hips back, right? So I have my feet really wide apart here, so I can really transfer my weight back and forth. I'm going to do 4 more. Good. And then we're going to just turn it around, and we're going to chop this way. So remember, your feet are really wide apart. You're going from high to low. Bring it straight to that knee. If your shoulders are hurting, try a little bit less weight or less strength of a band. Good. That is a good shoulder stabilizer. That's actually a good kind of full body exercise. We're engaging your legs, your glutes, your core is working as you're twisting across your body, your arms. It's getting a lot there. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to message me. It can be a little bit confusing the first couple times you do that. Okay, now we're going to lower to the floor and do a side plank. So remember, you can always do that up on a bench or a chair. I'm going to do it on the floor so it's easier to explain. Now what I want to do is start on my elbow. A lot of people complain about their hands and wrists in a position like this. So if you do it on your hands, I've got to change my position here of my camera, excuse me. Okay. If you do it on your hand, that's fine. You can do it either way. You can do it on your hands like this. Either way, make sure your elbow or your hand is directly beneath your shoulder. So when you go into that side plank, you don't want to be out here, right underneath your shoulder. That's the easiest on your shoulder. So you can start here with your knee bent, or try it here with the top foot in front. The most important thing here is having your shoulders stacked and your hips stacked, and then your shoulder right over your elbow. If that feels doable, try it like this with your feet stacked. Now the goal here is holding it for 30 seconds. So no matter where you started, you can stop when you get to the point that it's just too much. Also, if you've started in a position that you feel like you can't hold, try the next level down like this. And then see if you can complete the 30 seconds. So you can always lower down to a little bit less intense position, especially if you've got your feet staggered like this. Always have the top foot in front like this. So if you're starting here, try it, just try it. If you're doing this at home, remember elbow over or elbow under shoulder, hips stacked right on top of each other. Don't be leaning forward like this. Nice and tall, head in line with that spine. If you're getting tired, put that knee down. Or if you've started here and you think, I think I could do it, just try. And it's okay if you can only do it for 5 seconds, then put your knee back down. The goal is about 30 seconds. So whichever position you find yourself in, see if you can hold that position for 30 seconds. Okay, really good. Now we're going to do some dips. Now if you have yoga blocks, this is a good chance to use those. I have some and I don't have them here. We're going to do dips off the edge of this bench here. Now I've showed you in the past how you can use really thick books. I know nobody has phone books anymore, but we could use thick, phone books if you've got them, or textbooks. I used my textbooks one time. because they're nice and stable. So if you put them right next to your hips, the other thing that works sometimes that I've used when we're low on equipment in people's homes is using a set of dumbbells right next to your hips. And then remember, don't let those shoulders go up in any case. Then pressing up like this with a set of dumbbells. And that actually works pretty good. It engages all the correct muscles. You can use yoga blocks. Remember, don't let those shoulders go up. So if you know you can do dips off the edge of the bench, that's fine. Be doing them. Remember always that the further you have your knees bent, the easier it is. The further out they are, the harder it is. And most importantly, keep your back as close to that bench as you can. Don't be coming out here. That puts a lot of anterior pressure in your shoulders. And don't go beneath a 90-degree bend in your elbows, regardless of which way you are doing it. Nice and slowly, both directions. Remember, the other thing you can do is if you're just trying it off the edge of a bench, keep your knees bent. You could go once and then sit back up on the edge and see how that feels. Like I said, you can always use dumbbells. That works pretty good. It engages those triceps. It's not a huge range of motion, but we're really isolating those triceps for each one of these. All right, if you have any questions on those, don't feel hesitant to contact me about that. All right, last one. We're gonna get that balloon out and have a little fun. So single leg stance, balloon taps. If you're exercising with a partner, this can be really fun to play. It can be really challenging too. In my gym, I challenge people to do a single leg stance, but if that's too much, you can try a tandem stance. If that's too much, stagger your feet. And then you can also just do it with your feet like this. So if you're really having a balance challenge day, just play balloon tap with your feet wide apart in a good supportive position. Okay, so whichever way you're going to do this, get set. You can tap the balloon to yourself. If you're finding it's pretty easy, challenge yourself, make yourself reach. You can do it against a wall and tap it, back and forth on the wall. But I think this is going to be enough challenge, just keeping it up in the air here. Remember when you do these balance challenges at home, to make sure your floor is clear so that if you do lose your balance and you step over here, you're not going to step onto a dumbbell or something and twist your ankle. All right, switch feet. I'm losing my balance. And that's okay. If you put your foot down a little bit, you're still challenging your balance. See if you can do it. Whoop. And like I said, if one leg is too much or if it's hurting your hip to be on one foot, try that tandem stance. It's still challenging when you really narrow that base of support. It's quite challenging, especially when you're changing your focus and leaning all over the place like this. All right, great job, everybody. Try that balloon thing anytime. If you've got a balloon laying around, blow it up and challenge yourself. It's really fun. It's just a fun way to challenge your balance. Make sure you've got a good clear space around you, and if you need to, hang on to a counter when you first start. Or what I do with a couple of my clients is I have them stand with their back against a wall, so if they do lose their balance, they're right there. Okay, remember, let's do this through again a couple more times. If you want to, you can add a little cardio in between each set. Really get that heart rate moving, keep that calorie burn going, and get your motor running. All right, keep moving, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.